what is your recommendation to get started with SAP Signavio?
What is my recommendation to get started?
Yeah, how would you start?
Well, I would say, I mean, first of all, there's obviously, you need to unfold what SAP Signavio is. I think Manuel already alluded to, right? It's not just a process management, but to understand what basically are the solution capabilities from a starting point, and also what are the integration points, because I would say process management plays together with enterprise architect management and application lifecycle management. So they're like a concert. They're giving a concert, let me say it that way. Yeah. And the reason why I would recommend that is also because of my experience that when I talk to customers, I'm seeing these, let me say, units or entities in an organization being very much not connected as much as they should do. And then probably the first thing that I would say, that was really the answer, that I was just going to the answer, is that you create a sense of urgency and awareness in your organization for the subject. Because business process management, and I haven't been, let me say, in the process management space for 25 years, I'm honest, right? Mm-hmm. But I see that customers have adopted it quite for some time. But when I'm coming from the SAP point of view,
yes,
I see sometimes it's
know
not.
It.
Correct.
It's like, what?
Correct.
Business process? No, you do SAP.
And they don't see I think you don't see the value. So you have to sell internally the topic to your stakeholders, that this is not just like a one-time off. It's not like when you do a transformation, do that, but this is an investment in the organization that requires some robustness, let me say, in the organizational setup. And that's the first thing I would do, because you can, buy software, you can buy consulting services, you can buy a lot, you can get a lot of like assistance, but at the end of the day, what you can't buy is an organization. That's something you need to create, and that takes time.
Yeah. And another thing is that, I was talking to the other guys about this, like Signavio, when, people have a hard time grasping that concept of it's business process transformation. And everybody's like, no, I'm doing a transformation. And it's like, no, you're really not. You're just dragging stuff over that you don't need, or you're not doing it. Let's look at what you're doing and figure out where you need to go. And what are the other people doing, kind of thing. And I think it's very hard for people to understand that.
And I think we're raising the bar. I mean, I would say every customer situation is unique. And so every customer journey is unique. But I would say, again, we're also looking back, we are almost celebrating now 9 years S4HANA being the market. Signavio is more than S4HANA. And as I said, Signavio is not to be seen standalone, because it's a suite. But nevertheless, the tendency have been, I would say, or dominantly tendency have to be like, I somehow get to a new technology. And that was like the status quo. But now the bar is kind of like racing in the sense of like, hey, there's much more you can do. Yeah. And that's what I'm seeing right now. So 5 years ago, it was not so normal to look at processes. There were no products around. That was like, hey, you're an unusual guy, you're looking at processes. Today is sort of like flipping around. There's basically no customer who's not looking at the processes, justifying, let me say also honestly, the investment in the transformation.